Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps Anambra State has taken into protective custody an 8-year-old boy, Divine Chisimdi Onyejiaka, who fled his home to avoid discipline from his mother. In a statement on Monday, Okadigbo Edwin, head of media and tactical operations for the command, disclosed that the boy was brought to the headquarters in Oka on December 20th by a concerned individual who found him wandering without a clear destination. Divine, a pupil of St. Raphael Nursery and Primary School, Okpoko, and a resident of Okpoko in Ogbaru local government area, is described as fair complexioned, about 3 feet tall, and without tribal marks. Preliminary investigations reveal that he ran away after being disciplined by his mother, Mrs. Onyejiaka, though how he traveled from Okpoko to Akwa remains unclear. Efforts to trace Divine's parents or relatives have been so far unsuccessful. He is currently under the care of the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of the NSCDC in Anambra while awaiting identification and reunion with his family. The NSCDC has appealed to the public for assistance in locating Divine's relatives. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit or the Media and Tactical Operation Team via GSM number 080-3577-1835. We have just talked about children a while ago, but what are your thoughts on this story? And I want you to think about it with discipline. Where does it come to the point where you discipline a child and they run away from home? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first and foremost, I want to give it up for the men of the NSCDC. It was a good job, well done. And for whoever took the child there, that's what we talked about, community training. You see, there are some areas they will find a child wandering and everybody will be like, before they say I'm a kidnapper, and everybody, but I thank the person for the courage to do that. I think this is beyond discipline. The question is, what is discipline?
Now, Bovi, some days ago, said that his son can break the television a number of times and he doesn't spank, that people should stop any act of spanking their children, that we should tilt towards something they call gentle parenting. Right. So when you talk about discipline, if I want to look at it from the sense of how, you know, many of us grew up, what we saw in our schools, discipline is sectioned into different parts. Discipline can be to kneel down. Discipline can be an actual cane being lashed on your buttocks. I don't know the punishment, but what sort of punishment, what sort of discipline, you know, in the house of discipline would have left this child to run away from home?
The truth is that we are evolving and we are knowing more. As far as I'm concerned, flogging, yeah, at times it's necessary.
All right.
But flogging is not actually a mode of discipline. Truth be told as it is, many people are going to disagree with me, but truth be told as it is, flogging is actually an abuse.
Were you flogged?
Of course I was, and it helped me a lot.
So why do you think it's an abuse now?
Have you heard stories where teachers blind students' eyes? Have you heard stories where people were flogged till they passed out?
Now, I'm not talking about the extremity of these floggings, right? When you were flogged when you were growing up, did you get blind?
No, of course
I can see you look really handsome. I can see you look really good. I'm not seeing any scars. All parts of your body, you know, seem seemingly very complete. What sort of, now I'm going to give you a backstory. I heard a story, I didn't quite hear the story actually. It happened to someone close to me, and she had flogged her child. Right. For sad story of going to the neighbor's house to steal.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's, you know, needed cane.
Yeah, yeah.
So she had flogged the child. And by the next morning, the girl was 12 when she left home. She's supposed to be 15 right now, or 16. She has not been seen. Right. Now, what measures of discipline do you think can a parent give to make a child run away from home? And then I want you to also think about, when you answer this, why didn't you run away from home when you were being disciplined?
Okay, beautiful. Now, in the Western world, they barely flog.
Okay.
And you can see that they are more advanced than us. From the psychological point of view, the mistakes parents make, a lot of parents feel that, okay, this was what was used for me, that is what I should use. No. You are a different personality from your child. 1. 2, times have changed. Times have changed. Some of the methods that was used then cannot be used now. Times have changed. Generations have changed.
Now, when you say times have changed, the methods used then, I want to bring you into bear that currently the society is not, we talked about how communal we were as a people. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Right? We also did not have children wanting to push. We don't have currently children wanting to push tires. We have children sitting in front of the television. We have children pressing phones, pressing laptops, seeing lots of things online. Don't you think some form of discipline from then that worked for you should apply to now?
Of course, that's what I said. I said discipline is key. You can't take that away.
Okay.
But the mode of discipline is what you need to find out, what the one that should be applied per time.
How do you determine this?
Beautiful. How many parents engage their children? How many parents try to find out from their children why they did what they did? You need to engage these children. They need to talk to you. They need to tell you what their mind is. Remember, we are in an information age. Things you didn't do at a certain age, children younger than that age know and do them.
Right.
So these children know a lot. They hear a lot. And when you are using your mundane mindset to relate with them, they are so far ahead of you. And rather than being close and open to you, they go to the people they feel understand. Now, this issue now, if it was during our own time growing up, if you are running away, you will run to a relative because there is a relative around. This guy was able to, I don't know if they live in Okpoko, just like the story said, or probably somewhere close to Oka for him. But man, Okpoko to Oka is like, I'm trying to look at the distance now. It's like probably from my one to Elele.
That's far.
So how did he get there? Assuming they are living in Okpoko. That's why I don't want to believe they are living in Okpoko.
The report did say they live in Okpoko.
So how did he get there? Because there are no relatives to run to. So who knows what happened and how he found himself in Oka? Again, it's possible that the person that brought him to the NSCDC met him somewhere and was on his or her on her way to Oka and now took him along. Okay, at least this is the best I can do for this guy. So now, let's go back to the issue of discipline. Engage your child. Why did you do what you did? Now, the response will tell you the measure of discipline to apply. Is it to shout? Is it to caution? Is it to flog? Flogging is inevitable. But flogging should be the most severe form of discipline where the child has gone overboard.
Right.
But when the child knows that the only thing that can happen to me if I misbehave is flogging, he will have his or her plans too. But if he knows that, okay, daddy can either shout, daddy can either caution me, daddy can either warn me, daddy can either advise me, will daddy flog me? I don't think this one requires flogging. It won't lead to this. So
now, I just want to ask you one more thing before we wrap this up. The fact, what will make a child run to an unknown location?
Because the child doesn't trust the parents.
Because now, when we were growing up, you get the spanks, but you know that my dad will always tell us when I was growing up, you have only me.
Yeah.
Right? It stayed in the subconscious. Whatever you're doing, that's why you hear children say, then children will say, pata pata na beats.
Beautiful.
Do you understand? Why do you think children of this generation have lost the mindset to know that probably all they have would be their parents, instead of running to, Oka and roaming around 7 p.m.?
I'll still bring it down to peer pressure. The guy must have heard things, he must have seen things, and he's acting based on the information he has. And if there was a prior information from the parents, that's why I said he will be a little bit resistant to whatever new information that motivated this action.